I have a thumbs up? Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the October meeting of the Ware Zoning Board of Adjustment. We have a very busy agenda tonight, so I'm not going to spend too much time with the explanations. We'll start with the introductions across the table here.
Yeah, good evening, Sean Gaffney. Travis Corcoran.
Matt Uri.
And Malcolm Wright, Chair. You guys have the agenda in front of you. Did you want to, we're going to follow the agenda for the most part, for the schedule. And the top of the agenda, we have a request for renewal of variance. You guys have that in front of you?
Yes, sir.
Malcolm, may I make an interjection?
Yes.
Are we down one?
Yes, we are down.
So my understanding is that this is still sufficient and a quorum, but that applicants, if they want to, could opt to
Absolutely.
delay. And so I just want to bring this up at the beginning, because there might be someone scheduled 4th or 5th who would have to wait an hour and a half or 2 hours to get to the point where they might then say, I'd rather not be here this evening. And so we might want to do a quick poll and see if anyone wants to exit themselves.
Travis makes a good point. We have 4 here tonight, our quorum is 3, so we can do our business tonight. But if any of the applications in the room aren't comfortable with the fact that they have 5 people voting, because you have a right to have a full board here, and you think you might have an issue with that, it's more than okay to save it for the next month. That's just out there for thought. Right?
I'm happy, thank you.
Well, thank you. Okay. Request for renewal of variance. I had the... There it is. You guys had a chance to look at it?
No, just received. One moment.
There it is.
Showing the original.
Okay, what we have is an extension of variance application. Generally, we take these and we grant them because they've already done all the homework for their variance. And as long as there's no major issues, I would recommend that we grant this variance, extension, excuse me.
Malcolm?
Yes?
So Carl is here because she was asked to be here by Melissa, so I don't know if you want to listen to Carl. Carl is here. He made the drive down.
I can't hear you.
He made the drive down from wherever he is,
Which one's Carl? Who's?
right there.
Oh, Carl.
No, I only came because for the last 20 years, we've kind of done this by mail or by fax, but I was
Yeah.
told to be here, so I'm here. So
Yeah.
if you have any questions, I'll be glad.
Well, I gotta thank you for being here. Typically, a variance extension is a closed session at the table here. Because typically we'll have everything presented to us. And typically, it's just the application. And the assumption is that nothing has changed.
Correct.
And in the light that nothing really has changed, and like I said before, we have to assume that all the homework was done when the variance was granted. So there'd be a big threshold to get over to not grant an extension, which we very rarely will see. And that's why it's usually a closed session. You didn't have to be here. Like I said, thank you for being here.
Pleasure.
And it is a closed session, but thank you for the input. What do you guys think?
I think that everything you said is reasonable. I think we can certainly go forward with a vote right now. I will point out that about 4 or 6 months ago, we had a case where someone had been coming back every 2 years. We dug in a little bit and realized, oh, we don't really need to be doing this. And so maybe today, maybe in 2 years at the next renewal, we might choose to dig in a little bit. But I'm not saying that I'm not prepared to move forward tonight.
Yeah, as I recall, we did a lot of wheel spinning to find out they didn't need the extension to begin with. What happens sometimes. So do I hear a motion to grant this extension?
So moved.
Seconded?
Moved and seconded to grant the variance extension. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
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 Yes. You have your extension, 4-0 is the vote. Thank you. Okay, that's why I wanted to take care of it. The minutes can wait.
Maybe they can even wait till next month.
Next up on the agenda is case number 8, 2025, Jonathan and Amy Downing. Who's here to speak to that? Come on up to the podium and introduce yourself for the record.
John Downing, living in Londonderry, New Hampshire currently. Have property at hopefully 53 Winter Road, tax map 10514.
Before we open this, we do have to go through the application amongst ourselves. And, quite an application. You guys had a chance to look it over? Just for information, this is the time in the meeting we go over the application and try to ascertain whether it's complete, and then we vote on it to accept it as complete and in order. And it is a big application, so please be patient with us.
Take all the time you need. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but
say? My concern with this application is how full it is. And one of my concerns also is that we have basically 3, if not 4, variances being bundled up into one.
I don't think that's true. I think that they are each being requested separately.
They are, but they all say the same thing.
Yeah,
So it's all the same definition for all 4.
yep. At least 2 of them should be almost identical. One is for having less than 200 linear feet of frontage, one is for having 50, less than 50. So I have no concerns about those 2 being identical.
What about the last one that was in the packet for 4.1? Seems that's not being addressed.
4.1.
That is putting 3 houses on a shared driveway, which has a maximum of 2.
What's the definition of a common driveway?
Yeah.
Common driveway says no more than 2.
As far as I read it, that should be, there's a need for the variance for that. And that's why I assume this application was put in here, but I don't see it on the agenda.
I would argue that the agenda, oh, I see what you're saying.
Let me just clarify that.
I see.
The reason I mention that is because the agenda is also the posting for this.
Yep, yep.
And if it's not posted, it's not posted, and it needs to be posted.
Right. So if I can restate that, the public meeting says that this goes up, whatever it is, a week ahead of time, so that anyone who has a concern can see it and decide if they want to attend to this meeting. So the public at large has been properly notified about a variance for Article 18.2, has been properly notified for 3.5, has, et cetera, but not in that last one. So I would agree with Malcolm that I think that we are legally allowed to hear 3 of these 4 variances tonight, but not the 4th, through no fault of the applicants.
Well said.
Can I speak or should I still wait?
Sec. Is there anything else in the application you guys said?
I had no concerns.
Do I hear a motion to accept the application as presented?
So moved.
Let me interrupt the movement. There are 3 different applications here. Do we want to accept them, the 3 of the 4 en masse, or do we want to do them one at a time? And I ask the chair his preferences.
Good question. So I would answer it by saying, I would entertain a motion to accept the application as presented, which would include the 3 variance applications. Does that sound right?
Yeah,
Who's gonna make that?
I'll make that motion. I move that we accept as presented the 3 applications and consider them as one, is that right? Covering 37.4.4, 18.2, and 3.5.
Do I have a second?
Actually, maybe I want to amend that. I said some words that I don't stand by, which is consider them as one. I'm not sure that that's how we should proceed.
Would you like to retract your,
I do retract it.
okay. Let me give you some advice, I guess. I personally have problems with this kind of bundling. I understand the need for it or the desire for it, but it can become quite confusing through the process. And even that, we can maybe get over, or get through, I should say. But if there is ever an issue where we have to, this goes to court, we may be put in a position to present a very confusing record.
Here's a thought. We could put forward, we could consider 18.2, which is about frontage, and 3.5 about frontage simultaneously. Or we could even consider them, just one at a time. Consider the first, we could start with 3.5 about frontage. We could talk about that. And
How do we vote on the prongs?
So I really think that we want to bring each
Per
one up
application.
on the table one at a time.
So these would essentially be 3 different line items on the
Yeah.
agenda. I think we should allow the applicant the opportunity to consider.
Okay. do I hear a motion to accept the application for 18.2 variance?
I so move.
Not yet. Do we, sorry, this is confusing. But if we're going to modify what is, the applicant has provided us a full packet of what we think we should be talking about this evening, right? And we're ascertaining a moment, we're determining that it's not conducive to be able to vote on these necessarily as it's provided, to having that be, being able to distinguish what we're voting on against exactly what variance. Should we provide the applicant the opportunity to submit this differently before we choose how to peel it apart? I mean, just get some feedback on that.
I think we could, but I first want to say, I think the applicant has actually given us, for this evening, 1, 2, 3, each of these has a cover sheet, application for a zoning hearing.
Okay.
So I think it is entirely up to us, these are, they could have been from 3 different people, for all we know. We've got them stacked up here. and we've got them-
I just think as long as Mr. Downing
Yeah.
confirms that that's okay.
Yes, I'm still concerned about 4.1, for sure.
This is a closed deliberation
Okay.
still.
Okay,
Well,
sorry.
I'll give him the indication.
I'm going over my head what we can do and how we should do it. My suggestion is if possible, this is case 8-2025, we can accept each one separately, 8-2025A, 8-2025B, so forth through those. And we can accept them individually, but still hear them collectively. If it would be easier, and I'm only guessing, if it would be easier for the applicant to do that. And that would include 4.1. So basically,
So I propose a modification of that. I think that, Malcolm, you brought up the point that 4.1 has not been properly noticed, so I think we just legally can't hear that tonight.
good point.
I think that we should use your idea of A, B, and C. And so I think a smart move would be to hear A all the way through and vote on it. And then we can save the applicant a lot of time by just saying, yes, we've already heard you read prongs 1 through 5, we can skip past that. And so, but that way I think the record would have a very clean opening of A, a vote, a closing of A, we move on to B, et cetera.
Any other thoughts?
I like that
Reasonable.
one.
So, your motion is going to state that we accept them individually? And renumber them,
So my first motion might be that we accept the application I'm holding in my hand, which is case number 82025, the one that has written on it by Naomi or some other party, 37.4.4. And I motion that we accept that, and then after that, if that motion passes, then we'll go and deal with it.
Here's what we do.
We add that onto the end?
That makes better sense than the
Yep,
ABC.
I agree.
Because it's already on the application.
Great, I love it.
You see what I did? It's 8-2025 dash 3.5.
Great.
Dash 37.4.4 dash 18.2.
Okay.
Now, as I understand, your concern is that we give each one separate here?
I think that that is going to be clearest in the record. If there's ever an appeal, let's say the applicant gets, 2 out of the 3 that he wants tonight, then he's just appealing one of them as opposed to reopening a can of worms for himself.
Cause like I said, they're all,
My suggestion is that we do the 3 of them collectively, but we vote separately. I'll call a vote separately.
Yes.
That way there's no confusion as to what we're doing.
Okay.
So with that, I would like to, I would entertain a motion that we accept the top three.
I move that we accept application 8-2025-37.4.4 and 8-2025-18.2 and application 8-2025-3.5.
Does that sound right to you guys?
Yes, and we're
Do I have a
omitting
second for
4.1.
that?
Second.
Been moved and seconded that we accept the top three applications. 8/2025-37.4, -18.2, and -3.5 collectively. All those in favor?
Yes.
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 Okay, those three applications have been accepted. Now, do I hear a motion to accept application for 8/2025-41?
I think it
We
hasn't
do it
been
in
properly
the
noted.
negative,
Okay. I motion that we do not accept the
Okay, yeah.
application 8/2025 dash, was
Wait a
it?
minute, Travis, I don't mean to, I apologize.
Okay.
Typically, we do in the affirmative. So
Okay.
you say, you motion that we accept.
Okay.
And then that will be
Ah,
hashed out. That way
Great.
we don't have as much confusion.
Great.
Yeah, you follow me?
I am. I motion that we accept case application 8-2025-4.1.
Second,
Second.
it's been moved and seconded. Discussion.
Your discussion, it hasn't been properly noticed?
I don't really think it was posted properly.
I concur. Yes.
It's not on the agenda. It's in our packet, but it's not on the agenda. That means there could be people out there who aren't aware of this. So I
State the
think it
motion.
should be down the road on that one.
You just state the
What
motion
do you
again.
guys think?
Right. He wants me to restate what I said. It is a motion in the affirmative. I motion that we do, in fact, accept case 8-2025-4.1. And it's been seconded, and now we're,
Would- Should I
Any
be
more
withdrawing
discussion?
it?
All those in favor?
No.
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 Okay, that works for me. All those in favor is 3-4. I'm also a no. So for the record, because of the fact that it wasn't really in the record completely, we can't accept it as complete. But we're more than happy to hear the other three. And on that, since we've accepted the other three, it's open now.
Okay.
And that just means it'll be heard next month or something.
Since we're all here, can I ask a question? I mentioned to Melissa, it wasn't on the lawyer's letter, the 4.1, but I, reading through your ordinances, felt that it needed to be there to change to get approval to have a common driveway with a third attachment to it. And so I submitted 4.1. I followed up with Melissa afterward because I noticed it wasn't on the agenda, and she said, I just went with the letter from the lawyer.
Yeah.
And so this will be the second time that I've had an issue with.
I feel for you, sir, I really do. I know this process can be quite confusing, and you saw how we were having a hard time with this for that reason. It's difficult for everybody, and we're trying to find ways to streamline and make things work. But as I said before, part of what we have to be concerned with is the record that we put up there, so that if it does go further down the road, we don't want the confusion. So every chance we get, we try to clean that up and make it less confusing so that everybody understands. 4.1, I mean, I couldn't find it.
Right.
And because it's not there, and honestly, I gotta say, I'm stepping outside of a procedure by even further explaining.
Yep.
What we really need to do is focus on
Okay.
the top three.
Okay. Who should I talk to, though, in between? Like, I know when we all get together like this, I can find out lots of information, and then afterward, it's like, I'm talking to Melissa, that's the go-between, and I'm obviously not, things weren't handled appropriately. Is there someone else I should be communicating with if I have concerns?
I'm not sure what your question was.
I got, after this meeting, like, when I had that situation where I saw it wasn't on the agenda, and I asked about it and was told that it wasn't important, that it wasn't on the agenda, and I was like, okay, was there someone else I should have followed up with? Or-
Well, I have to apologize for you being in that position. And I tried to explain that people are learning and people are being trained, and
Okay.
unfortunately, this kind of thing happens. And when it does, we just try to do the best we can with what we've got.
Okay.
If I can add just a sentence or two, I think the Board of Selectmen is the executive of the town, so any questions about personnel or feedback would go to them. You know, no one reports to us, we are, nobody is here. And then further, there is a issue with proper notice, where I forget off the top of my head what RSA says, if it's 14 days or 7 or whatever, but there can be an issue where a mistake is made, and if the notice comes out, a day or two ahead of that deadline, unfortunately, the BOS might not be reachable in that interval, and so between the date when the agenda comes out and the actual statutory deadline, there might in fact, unfortunately and very regrettably, be no action that can take place to get it fixed, and so this is one of those things where it stinks.
Okay.
Going forward with these next three, feel free to put them together, but I want to stress that what we do is we have an application, and it's lined up, on the 5 points.
Right.
Do your best to deal with each application and each of the 5 points,
Okay.
so that at the end, we will separate the vote out for each one, but in
Yeah,
the
they were.
presentation, do it any way you like.
Okay. Yeah, they were extremely similar. I was a little challenged to try and differentiate, so I'm glad that it makes sense to group them all together, and they'll either all pass or fail. I'm pretty confident, so okay. Okay. Okay, so my name is John Downing. 105-14 is our lot number. We are hopeful that 53 Winter Road will be our address. That was set aside in the planning of the lots in the area, and our goal is to build a 2-bedroom house and a 2-car garage, full-time move from Londonderry. Our neighbor actually is Horace Chase's great-great-great-granddaughter that lived next door to us in Londonderry, so that's what kind of brought us to where. We bought in 2022. Septic was approved by the state in 2024, and the shoreland permit was approved in April of 2025. The real estate listing, we had no idea that we were going to need to be in front of zoning or planning board or anything. We thought it was going to be, weren't able to do our due diligence to determine that we didn't have frontage on the road, so here we are. In May, we were sent to planning due to the common driveway and a requirement for it to become a private road. A concerned abutter voiced legit concerns, causing the town attorney to weigh in, which is the letter from the attorney. The attorney listed the 3 variances, and as I mentioned, I added the 4th, so the town attorney apparently didn't feel the need for a 4.1, but the concerns were the legality of forcing owners of private property to have their land become a private road was a primary concern. And then also 4.1 says no more than 2 lots. We already were accessing the 3rd lot prior to 1977. We have a map from 1977 showing that the common driveway already was accessing our lot. So even though there wasn't a house there, it was the lot, and the definition is about the lot, not about an addressable structure or anything like that. So in August, the town attorney wrote the letter stating that we needed the 18.2 for the 200 feet of frontage, 3.5 for 50 feet of frontage, and then 37.4.4 for the private road, and 4.1, we won't talk about that one any further. One thing I just want to clear up is, in case there's any confusion, when you look at the tax map lot, you're going to see Thurber Road. It appears that it actually comes to our property, but it actually ends 200 feet sooner. It's a paper road. It does not come to our property or even the adjacent property. So if there's any, interest in having us utilize that road rather than the common driveway, it actually does not go nearly as far as the map shows. So It's a paper road. No one actually owns that land that's set aside for it, but it is all trees and vegetation currently. I did take a picture, and if anyone wanted to see that, to just show there's probably about 80 trees on it that would need to be taken down in order for that to extend any further than where it is currently. So let's see. And I also do have letters from we have 3 abutters. We have a 4th, Linnea Hargraves, who doesn't actually touch our property. She's a little bit further down the road. But the other 3 abutters, I have letters from them stating that they have no concerns with our variances. And I don't know if that's something I should enter into evidence or not, but I brought copies of the letters. In case you'd like, I can hand those to you if you'd like to see those, or...
Eventually,
Okay.
probably.
All right.
I'd like to remind you, or maybe redirect, these applications are all separate. Typically what we do is we have the applicant read the application.
Yeah, that was my opening statement, and I was done with it. And then I was going to
Okay.
read the
So
application.
basically, you're in your opening right now.
Ye-
We're gonna get to the 5 points and okay.
Yes, yes. Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. So that was it. And then if this goes well, I'll be going in front of the plan was originally go in front of I know I still have to go back in front of planning for a conditional use permit. And if it went poorly, I was going to go to the Stark House Tavern afterwards. So sounds like that might be where I wind up. So, okay. All right, so 37.4.4, and we're going to kind of group them together, let me know. So the application, I think we're good. We explained the property description, and let me know if I need to read through this further. I know the second page, the application for variance, that's pretty much where you want me to start with
Yeah,
prong 1.
basically, you want to state the point. The variance will not be contrary to public interest.
Yep.
And then answer it.
Okay, great.
And in this case, you're going to give us 3 answers.
Okay. So the variance will not be contrary to public interest because it would allow for a home to be built without forcing the driveway, which is owned by 51, 53, and 55 Winter Road, to become a private road, or forcing Thurber Road to be extended beyond the current length. Natural impermeable surfaces would not be reduced. Lawns would remain intact. Abutters would not be forced to change the addresses of their homes. The planning board did a site walk on June 2nd, and Chief Rourke has also visited the property and determined it is safe for use by 2 current and 1 proposed additional home. Chief Rourke mentioned there was a piece of one rock and a little scrub brush that we might need to remove before getting a building permit. But so that was prong 1. Are you saying I need to read that 3 times?
Try not to tell you exactly what's.
I don't know, I'm sorry.
Because it's your presentation.
Yeah.
But again, this is why we have
Okay.
a hard time with these
Yeah.
bundles.
Okay.
Basically, I was suggesting that you read the variance will not be contrary to our point, and then answer it 3 times. You've done it once.
Okay.
And if you're comfortable skipping to the next one,
Okay.
but if you're not comfortable, if you'd like to go through the 5 points for each application, that's fine with me. I think it's probably less confusing.
Okay.
It's your choice.
So if I could add just a sentence or two. My interpretation of what Malcolm is saying is that on some of these answers, you might have an answer that says, there's already a driveway there, and so this would not provide any more traffic, et cetera. And you could then say, and that answers it for all 3. But on one of them, you might say, oh, that's driveway related, but let me add another point that for frontage, I want to specify a few extra details. So it's your question. After each answer, you could say, do I think that's a good answer that addresses each of these 3? And if so, great, you're done.
Okay.
I was just kind of suggesting just how you might want to do it. I personally, I think maybe you might want to do each application separately.
Okay. All right. Yep.
That's your call.
Okay. And we were on, was it the 37.4.4 or were we on 18.2?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
We're on 37.4.4. Okay.
Private road.
Okay. All right. And the other, another thing I just want to mention too, and I don't know how much detail we want to dig into, but I believe a lot of the zoning ordinance might have come from the New Hampshire 911, 911, addressing standards guide. And when it comes to one of the things I'd like to point out, there are 7 applicable suggestions when I'm going through this that were things that could be potentially of concern when it comes to the safety, and I think that applies to 37.4.4 when it comes to the safety. One of which was an adequate range of numbers, and we do have that covered where it's 51, 53, and 55, all pulling off of Winter Road. We're actually the perfect example of Example Street, which is on page, let's see, one of the pages not page 9. So this is from the actual 911 regulations, and it shows Example Street. In our case, I kind of copied and pasted to make it look similar, but it's Winter Road
Yeah.
as opposed to Example Street. Their numbers were 17, 19, and 21, and we're at 51, proposed 53 and 55. And then if you go further down Example Street, you get to house number 23. And with Winter Road, you go further down, you get to Leo Brisky's house, number 57. So the numbers all make sense, no fractional numbers are needed, no letters. Clearly it was set aside for, with the plan that someday there would be a house there that would be addressed with number 53. And so number 2, please describe how the spirit of the ordinance is observed. Environmental impact would be 0 if the variance was granted and we were able to keep using the common driveway as opposed to having to turn it into a private road or use Thurber Road. Property values would remain intact, green spaces available to play lawn games, whatever, would stay the same, no noise pollution, runoff into the lake obviously is a concern as well. And no need to change addresses as well with, if we were to have forced to turn it into a private road, the people that live on it already would have to go through a change of address and everything that comes from that. Number 3, please describe how substantial justice is done. This is not a request for the owners to profit at the expense of the neighborhood or the town. The applicants purchased the 24 acre lot in 2022 under the impression that it was buildable. Taxes have been paid for 3 years of ownership at normal rates for land that is expected to be buildable. The goal is to build a 1,900 square foot home, full-time residence, and no variances were known of that we would need to apply for until August 14th of 2025. Please describe how the values of surrounding properties are not diminished. The homes will be built in a design that complements the surrounding homes and area. All New Hampshire DES regulations will be adhered to. Septic design has been approved. Shoreland impact permit has already been approved. No impact on the surrounding properties will occur. Others sharing the same driveway will not need to change their addresses. None of the 3 properties utilizing the driveway will need to give up ownership rights of the land the driveway occupies, nor will their properties need to be impacted by potential changes to the physical location of the driveway. Literal enforcement of the provision of the ordinance would result in an unnecessary hardship. This property, which is similar in some ways to the abutting property at 55 Winter Road, is landlocked with no frontage on a road. The physical space used by the driveway that services 51, 53, and 55 is owned by the properties that it serves as it passes from one property to the next. To force the driveway to become a private road would have a negative impact on all 3 property values. There is no risk of this driveway ever needing to expand to service other homes. The driveway ends in the middle of 55 Winter Road, which is adjacent to Lake Horace. There's no risk of anyone needing to put more houses further down the road because it ends at the water. The 3 properties that driveway serves have a combined size of 1.5 acres, resulting in there not being an opportunity to split lots to add additional residences. The only other options to access 53 Winter Road would be to extend Thurber Road, which is a paper road where it abuts 51, 53, and 55. And it would result in unnecessary negative impacts to the environment, neighboring properties, and property values. And I believe the next page was not applicable. And I wasn't sure, do I need to read the description of proposed use again, or are we good with that?
Pardon me?
The description of proposed use, I think that needs to be filled in. I mean, that was on the front of us as well, so I don't think I need to read.
No, I don't, it's redundant.
I'm done with that one, I believe.
So basically, this application, this particular part of this packet, is all about the extra house on a driveway that is supposed to be limited to 2, and you want a third.
Yes.
Okay, and from my take on it is it's the most convenient way to do it. There's no need, you're basically saying there's no need for, to build a private road, because you have all the addresses, and you showed the example. It seems to fit. Okay, and it's just me trying to paraphrase it for myself.
Right.
Anybody else have any questions?
I have a couple questions. Mr. Dunn, what year was the lot? Did the lot come into creation?
The lot, so as far as it being accessible, I do have a map from 1977 that shows the lot, it was one lot at the time, that was accessing that common driveway. If you want to see that, I think it was in your packet. I know there's a lot in your
I
packet.
just wanted to confirm the year.
Yeah.
So do you know if in 1977, the 3 lots were one and later got subdivided, or in 1977, your lot already existed as an individual lot?
Prior to 1977, it existed as an individual lot.
Okay.
And then and then it kind of got split and then merged back together again afterwards.
Okay,
Right.
weird.
I think there was a plan to, one of my abutters said that there was, a plan was to make it not buildable because they wanted to have green space, and so they temporarily split it, and then it got merged back together again
Okay.
from an ownership change.
Any other questions?
That's a consideration. Not this time.
Certainly in the spirit of that, I knew that's where
No
you're
other
going.
questions? Okay, this is the part where, this is where it gets confusing.
Like I step away and you ask about.
Yeah.
Do we ask
We
for
were talking
approving
about doing
butters,
all-
et cetera?
Exactly, that's it, that's what I'm getting at. We were talking through this process, trying to figure out how we're gonna package this. And I think it's a good idea that we go ahead and hear from any approving of butters.
And actually,
let's see.
I think what we accepted onto the floor was 8/2025-37.4.4.
Correctly, so this is just about the driveway and 3 houses. So, just generally, if anybody has a problem or they want to support this or whatever, let's have it just on that particular aspect of it.
You're an approving a butter?
Wait, I'm gonna butter.
Could you stand
Are you,
and give your name and?
Do you want the letters, by the way, the butters
Yeah,
approving the butters?
I signed a letter already.
Yes,
Yes, you
please.
can actually
Yeah.
put them here on the table if you like.
This is,
So what we're doing is, we're going, are there any approving of butters? You can come on up.
those are the
And,
three-
these are the 3
I think
letters.
she's shy and wants her paperwork to speak for herself.
I do have extra copies.
Support this.
Okay, cool. And your name for the record, please?
I am Lee Obrisky, I am at 57 Manor Road, and I support this.
Cool, thank you.
Okay.
Not too painful.
We have-
Just let me have a quick look. That's the one we just heard from, okay. Any other approving of butters? Any disapproving of butters? Being none, public at large, other boards? Being none. Wait, there you are, I didn't see you there, I thought you left. You have a right to rebut anything here, or add anything else specific to this part of the application?
Hopefully
Okay, any other questions at all?
No, so, close that stage. and-
Okay, let's close this for this particular application. It's closed. And now, do I hear a motion to accept?
So moved.
Seconded?
Moved and seconded to accept my notes. We're on
37.4.4.
8/2025-37.4.4. So moved, seconded. All those in favor?
And this is just to accept it into discussion right now, right?
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Moved and accepted to accept. Is there any discussion?
Now that it's open, we're asking,
Yes,
is there a discussion?
yes.
I'll do my quick thing. Public interest, would the variance cause a harm? None of the abutters cared to say so, so that's no. Would it alter the essential character of the neighborhood? It is already a very dense area where, small houses are sort of cheek by jowl, that's the way it's been for 50 years. The applicant made a statement that it would not harm the public interest, and without rebuttal, that assertion holds. Spirit of the ordinance, I think that we're a little in the gray zone here, but on the other hand, I'm going to merge prongs, substantial justice, et cetera. It's a dense neighborhood, and it was laid out in the 50s. And actually, you brought up a point as a sidebar, but you get full credit. There is a good argument that this lot is grandfathered, at least for some dimensional ordinances. Maybe not for the frontage requirements, but because it was laid out before a lot of the modern zoning went in. There's, in general, grandfathering floating around. And jumping ahead to hardship, which I want to speak about, sometimes I push back on variances because, this person wants to build on a dirt road. What's special about that? Nothing. There's, 5,000 lots in town that are identical. This one does seem fairly special. I've not heard any other case quite like this one in this densely packed area. And I do think that these special conditions exist. And then also in hardship, and this goes over to justice, the applicant spent a huge amount of money for something that was advertised as a buildable lot. And so I think that to deny this would be a huge affront to justice.
Okay, anything else? We want to we're dealing with the three houses on the
Just the road.
driveway.
Yeah.
Extra house on the driveway.
Yeah.
And I don't see a problem with that, personally.
Same.
All those in favor?
Are we going to do it prong by prong? I think we have to.
Yes, we do. Wait a minute. My apologies. I originally asked for a motion to accept, but it should have been for prong one or prong three.
Okay.
So
Then-
in this case, we're dealing with prong one?
I think so. So
Yes.
maybe we should officially revise the motion,
Who made the motion?
I believe I did. And you second, is that right? So we voted to accept the motion. Do we amend it at this point?
You need to amend your motion. I'd like to amend my motion.
I'd like to amend my motion. I vote that we accept prong one for discussion.
So moved.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded, as a matter of clarification, that we accept prong one, instead of openly accepting. So is there any further discussion? Okay, so do I hear, all those in favor?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, what that means is you've got 8-2025-37.4.4 has been granted.
Prong one has.
Prong one.
Prong one, excuse me.
Prong two.
See the deal.
Sorry.
We didn't
Do I
meet
hear a
last month.
motion?
So moved to accept prong two.
Seconded.
Been moved and seconded, accept prong two.
Yep.
Any discussion? Being none, all those in favor?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Any yes. Prong two on 37.4.4 passes. Do I hear a motion to accept prong three?
So moved.
Seconded?
Been moved and seconded, any discussion?
None.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Any yes for me? That was prong three.
Mm-hmm.
Do I hear a motion to accept prong four?
So moved.
Seconded.
Been moved and seconded that we accept prong four. Any discussion? Being none, all those in favor?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Prong four passes 4-0. Do I hear a motion to accept prong five in its entirety?
So moved.
Seconded.
Been moved and seconded, any discussion?
None.
Being none, all those in favor?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Any yes. Okay. You've got all five prongs, so 2025-37.4.4 has been granted variance.
One down.
Would you like to speak to the next one?
Okay. Kind of order, I'm not sure how they were listed.
I think 18.2 is maybe the one.
18.2.
It's either 18.2 or 3.5.
yeah.
You pick it.
I should have gone last. You're not getting on here alive. This should be quicker. There's, all right.
Does he have to go through each one, or just note
Yeah.
differences?
Right, I agree. On these, you might feel free to say, prong one and announce the title and say identical to the last one. But if something isn't identical, please give us
Okay.
differing information.
As a matter of procedure,
Yep.
from the chairman no less, have we accepted this application?
I don't think we have.
Okay, we're dealing them
Right.
separately, so.
So motion to accept.
Hang on, you're
did.
okay where you are.
We did.
Do I hear a
we?
motion?
We've got an assertion that we did accept
We
all
did.
three.
We did, I thought we did too.
Okay.
Yes.
You did all three together way back.
Okay, we're spinning our wheels so much, it's hard to keep track. Thank you, Naomi. Okay,
Keep it straight.
so we are
So this-
where I
so this-
thought we were, but I wasn't sure.
So the suggestion was on application 18.2, if you could just highlight any differences
Right.
from
It was-
the first presentation.
Yep.
That are notable.
Choice to deal with them. Okay, so which one are you on now?
All right, we're on 18.2.
Great.
Okay.
100 feet of
Yes, sir.
frontage. Okay, so building a single-family home without the minimum required 200 feet of frontage. Prong one, the variance will not be contrary to public interest. I'm just skimming through, I believe it's identical. So are you, I can read it if you'd like.
No, only if you've got thoughts that differ from what you've already said, I would suggest.
Prong two, please describe how the spirit of the ordinance is observed. That is the same. Prong three, please describe how substantial justice is done. That is identical. Please describe prong four, how the values of surrounding properties are not diminished. That is identical. And then prong five, literal enforcement of the provisions of the ordinance would result in an unnecessary hardship. That is good, identical.
Okay.
So, that would be it.
Mr. Downing, for that measurement, like, this drawing's a little small. How short, what's the actual measurement of frontage?
0, right?
0, yes.
0, just want to make sure.
Yeah, I do have one picture that shows, so this is, I'm standing on Winter Road, that was one of the things with the New Hampshire 9/11 regulations as well. I'm standing on Winter Road, and I took this picture, 51's right there, 53, we are down the driveway.
Okay.
And that's where our driveway would be, right there. And then 55 is the house here, so you can see all, which with New Hampshire 911 regulations wanted you to be able to see all the houses from the main road that it connects to, and we got that covered as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I know you said it had a approved septic plan.
Yes,
Did you have a copy of where it's supposed to go?
yes.
Or is it on here? I was just making sure, cause there's, distance for septic and all that type of
Yeah.
stuff too,
I
so,
did,
just curious.
Yep, it was in the, many things in the packet, so, but yeah, I can.
We've got it here, it's in the packet.
Is it in there?
Yeah, it's the one that's got a red,
Is it the one that's super small that I
red
can't?
stamp in the lower right-hand corner.
That's right.
You need a magnifying glass.
Probably
Yeah,
Oh, and I even see the
that
thing.
one? Okay.
yeah.
And the leach field itself is at the very bottom edge of the diagram.
Okay. Oh, there's that. Sorry, you had it. It's just they're super small.
I know.
Okay.
If you're done, great,
Can I sit again?
please. So approving of butters, et cetera.
100 feet of frontage. Okay. You done with your presentation?
Yes,
No other
and-
questions, I'm sorry. I'm still
And
trying
I
to
staged
keep
a
up.
quiet coup and,
Okay,
so
are there any
apologies.
approving of butters?
Hi, my name is Leo Brisky. I'm an approving abutter.
Thank you. Any other approving of butters? Disapproving of butters? Being none, public at large, boards and committees, being none. Do you have anything to add? No. Okay, we'll close this, for this application, 18.2. Do I hear a motion to accept prong one?
So moved.
Seconded?
Been moved and seconded to accept prong one. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
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 Any yes from me? All those, excuse me, may I hear a motion for prong two? You guys don't have to wait for me, by the way.
So moved.
Seconded?
Moved and seconded to accept prong two. Any discussion? Being none?
Oh, wait, if I may
Oh,
quickly.
I'm sorry.
I almost always call out Maureen Bacon v. Enfield, and so I'd like to today. While a single such project might not greatly affect, whatever it is it would affect, with the cumulative impact of many such projects. And this is, I think, an important thing. In this case, this is a fairly unique property around the lake. Even if there were 2 or 3 other such properties, if every one of them got developed in this way, we would have, 3 houses out of 100 in the neighborhood, and it would be done, and the result would not change the neighborhood. So I think that that speaks positively to prong two.
Okay.
I think the other emphasis here is the date of the lot creation, being grandfathered.
Right.
It further reinforces this configuration.
Okay. Anything else? No discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes, prong two. Do I hear a motion to accept prong
Move
three?
to accept prong three.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded to accept prong three. Do I hear any discussion?
I'd reiterate the excellent point made about grandfathering. I think that fits into substantial justice. The grandfathering, as written in the zoning code, is only specifically applied to minimum lot sizes and setbacks, but I think that there's sort of a spirit that extends in the sense of justice. And this was designed to be a house, and everyone sold it and bought it under that understanding, so justice is strong here.
Anything else? Being no more discussion, all those in favor?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Any yes from me? I hear another motion?
Motion to accept prong four.
Seconded?
Been moved and seconded to accept prong four. Is there any discussion? Being none, all those in favor?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Any yes from me?
Motion to accept prong five.
Seconded.
In its entirety?
Yes.
And
Seconded?
seconded, okay. Been moved and it's prong five, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Moved and seconded to accept prong five in its entirety. Is there any discussion?
None.
Being none, all those in favor?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Any yes from me? Okay. So prong five is done. All 5 prongs are done, so 18.2, variance has been granted. Now we have to go to 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
It's all yours.
Okay. This one, 50 feet of frontage versus 200 feet of frontage, it's the same. So I can,
Nope, I'm not good.
do you need me to read anything beyond that?
If you want to stand
Have Lee
on
come
your
back up
previous-
again?
If you want to stand in your previous presentation and have it apply, that's fine.
Okay,
I think we're
yeah,
Pretty much up to speed on that.
yep, okay.
Is there anything you want to add?
No, I didn't think of anything else. I think that should do it.
Okay.
Move to accept prong one.
Wait a
Entirety.
minute.
Oh, gotta go with the butters, et cetera.
Oh,
You don't have to.
All those.
Hi, my name is Leo Brisky. I approve this abutters.
Thank you. Any disapproving of butters?
Oh my God.
Public at large, boards, committees, being none. close this deliberation now. Nothing to add?
No, no.
Okay. Okay, the deliberation is closed, and we're discussing, which one is it? 3.5.
To make a motion to accept prong one in its entirety.
Seconded.
Been moved and seconded to accept prong one. Any discussion? Being none? All those in favor?
Yes.
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 Any yes from me? Prong one carries.
I'd like to make a motion to accept prong two in its entirety.
Seconded.
Been moved and seconded to accept prong two.
Yes, sir.
Any discussion? Being none? All those in favor?
Yes.
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 Any yes from me?
I'd like
Prong two passes in 4-0. Do I hear a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to accept prong three in its entirety.
Seconded.
Wait, what?
Prong three in its entirety.
Okay, prong three is good enough.
You can't win.
Been moved and seconded to accept prong three. Any discussion? Being none? All those in favor?
Yes.
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 Any yes from me? Prong three passes 4-0.
Make a motion to accept prong four in its entirety.
Been moved and seconded. This is, I'm sorry, did you second that?
No, I did. Did we already do 4 or no?
I'm making a motion right now.
Okay, great, seconded. I thought the one
Been
before
moved
it
and
was 4.
seconded to accept prong four in its entirety. Any discussion? Being none? All those in favor?
Yes.
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 Any yes from me?
I'd like to make a motion to accept prong five in its entirety.
Seconded.
Been moved and seconded to accept prong five in its entirety. Any discussion? Being none? All those in favor?
Yes.
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 Any yes from me? All 5 prongs pass, so you've been granted the variance for 18.2.
One,
Point,
3.5.
I'm sorry, 3.5.
3.5.
Yeah,
before,
trying to
One
keep
more.
straight. So,
Malcolm made one question.
yeah,
Procedural. There's some confusion about 4.1. I'm just wondering if it's actually a requirement and something that Mr. Downing has to come back with, or if that was an administrative mistake and we can close out this case.
I didn't catch that exactly.
So we started this case with there being 4 different applications. The last one was 4.1, and it sounds like there was a misunderstanding, whether that's actually required or not, to have a variance. I just want to see.
Okay, sorry.
And so I didn't know, I just want to make sure it's clear for Mr. Downing, for us, if that's still required, and he needs to come back with 4.1 and for us to hear that, or if that was actually a misunderstanding and this is closed.
My understanding is that the town attorney never told him he did that, and through an abundance of caution, he was applying for it. So, not being a lawyer and certainly not being his lawyer, I wouldn't give him advice on that, but,
Yeah, if the town attorney doesn't feel that I need 4.1, then I feel like I'm in a pretty good spot to,
We'll talk later.
oh, we'll talk later, okay. All right. But, okay.
As far
Thank
as
you.
I see it, you're more than welcome to come back with that application.
Okay.
so what is the
I
current,
think.
what is the current status of that? It hasn't been properly noticed, so.
For the record, I believe we didn't approve it because it may not have been properly posted, which is a little bit on us. So I would think that you have a chance to reapply with that, and then we can make sure it's posted properly and basically go through the same
You
steps.
could either reapply or withdraw it, or, but you can talk to.
Talk to Naomi and, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Malcolm,
Yes,
you have one customer that would like to be moved in November.
okay, which one is that?
11/20/25, right? You guys wanna go? Yeah. They've had enough fun.
Yeah.
You, but not that much. Joke.
Don't think we enjoy it much more on this side either.
Okay, we've just dispatched 2025, 3.
This was the second from the
Next
bottom.
one up is 9/20/25.
So wait a second, we're approving a delay
Yeah,
of.
hang on. The next one up is 9/20/25, but we're gonna skip ahead to deal with, it was 10/25?
11.
Or 11. 11/25 has just requested that we postpone to the next month. Is that right?
I so move.
Second?
And moved and seconded upon the applicant's request that we move case 11/20/25 to November. All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes?
Excuse me. Move and second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
And yes. Case 11/20/25 is moved to November.
November 4th.
Thank you. Okay, now we'll go back to 9/20/25. You guys looked at that application?
Yes, I have.
Have an application in front of us for 9/20/25. It's an application for a variance to build a garage within the setback. Has had a chance to look at it?
Yep.
Appear complete.
Yes.
Let me have a little discussion on that. Let me just look at something.
Sure.
I'd rather not discuss it right now.
Okay. Then
We have a motion first.
you asked a question, does it appear complete? And I'm not sure that I agree that it is.
Okay.
Then I'll make a motion to accept the application.
Okay. Seconded?
Been moved and seconded to accept the application. Is there any discussion?
Yes.
Thank you, Jack.
So I know that applications must have a site plan identifying existing structures, and this is especially in the case of dimensional issues like setbacks. I see that there is such a site plan included. And let me just find it again, 'cause I want to reference it. The site plan, and we also have a Google map, which is helpful. The site plan shows the existing gravel driveway, the house, the existing garage foundation. I'm not sure if some of the requested, I'm sorry, I'm mumbling,
Yeah.
there was a assertion in the application saying that this is more or less the only spot for it because it was a weirdly shaped lot. And I know that often in these applications, we get told about things like drop-offs, et cetera, and I often come back with, you know, do we have a topographic map or something? So, thinking these issues through, I retract that, I'm sorry, very much apologize. I think it is a complete application.
Thank you, Travis. Any other discussion? All those in favor of accepting the application as presented?
Yes.
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 And a yes from me. And now it's your turn. Thank you for waiting.
You bet. Good afternoon. My name is Dale Townsend. It's my wife Carol Townsend, and we live at 58 Sherwood Forest Road. And we're requesting a 50-foot variance to the front setback, and for reasons stated in the application. We also have an approval letter from the southern abutter, Jane and Billy Abramchek, that says that they would like to see the garage built as well. And it's basically as it's laid out in that diagram. The contractor and I looked at the property, and to move the septic system behind the house, the slope is enough that it would just feed the dry intermittent stream behind us.
Can I interrupt you just for a
Yes,
second?
please.
The foundation is already in place.
Yes,
right? So that's a bit of a hurdle for you right there.
correct.
I kind of would like to hear that particular aspect of it. Right now, and this is just my particular take on it, is
Right.
the condition of the property is not as relevant because you have an existing structure, existing foundation. So
As
it's,
the home foundation or the garage foundation?
and this was basically, they were all put in together, and not
No, the
together.
garage is an addition,
The garage is what we're wanting to build.
correct.
Can I
Can
interrupt?
you have, the- no, hang on, can you have the foundation is in place?
Correct.
Okay, that's kind of where I'm.
The buildings inspector came by to inspect, and he identified that the foundation was too close to the road, that we were encroaching on the,
Like less than 6 feet.
and then he gave us a stop work notice.
And that's why you got that?
Yes,
Okay.
and
So would
to
you
me, it
consider
did
the
not
structure
look like
being-
we were even close to 50 feet without taking a tape measure out. When I took the tape measure out, as you can see by some of the photographs in there, it's right on 50 feet on the front corner. On the back corner, it's 6 feet into
The setback.
the setback. The entrance, vehicle entrance and pedestrian entrance into the garage is from the north side, from an existing paved driveway. And so there's no additional traffic flow, there's no entry, exit from the garage onto Sherwood Forest Road, so there's no visual sight patterns or hazards caused by cross-traffic as a vehicle pulls out, no more than it already is. There's a paved driveway right there.
What we usually do with the applications is we have you read the application, each of the 5 points.
Correct.
Answer each one. That's where we're at now. A little confusing, again, we have an issue with that. You also have an equitable waiver request, application for an equitable waiver, because the foundation is in.
Right, but it's not been in for 10 years, so we thought that the equitable waiver would not, I think
Yeah.
that's one of the
Right.
stipulations for an equitable waiver is that it has to be in for 10 years. So we're looking more for a variance.
If you were to start with prong 1 and go through the application for us.
Okay, we, in submitting this application, what you have is what we put together in a matter of days, because right now she's working.
It's okay, I got it.
Okay, go ahead.
So number 1, the variance will not be contrary to the public interest. It will increase the property value. It is a considerable distance from the road and does not negatively affect any of the surrounding neighbors.
Any questions of the applicant? Okay, go to 2.
2, the garage is more than 50 feet from the road, and the frontage of our property is 227 feet.
question on
That's
that.
the
So
frontage.
basically, it's more than 50
So-
feet from the physical road,
Physical.
but it's within the setback.
Yes.
Correct.
Right, okay.
So just, I have a question. I'm looking at the Sanford Surveying Engineer document that we have here. I've heard a few different things, so I do understand the tape measure pictures are showing the distance to the edge of the asphalt, is that correct?
I believe it's to the survey marker
The
that the
survey
survey
marker.
crew put in,
Okay.
Yeah, which we found out
tr-
later doesn't mean
a
anything.
transient marker.
But looking at the Sanford engineering diagram, and I just want to make sure that I'm reading it because the type is really small, I see 3 different arrows connecting the existing foundation to the road, and the measurements are something like 39.5 feet, 37.8, and 30, not point, excuse me, and 36 feet 4 inches. Is that roughly correct?
Right, so if you
just-
add all of those together, you have 227 feet of property frontage.
Okay,
Oh,
I did not.
okay.
okay. Cool, thank you.
Okay. You done on 2? Ready for 3?
Yep.
3 is, please describe how substantial justice is done. As the applicants age the attached garage, the benefit of not having to clear snow off their vehicles during winter, physical mobility becomes an issue, indoor handicap ramp is to be built inside the garage, no harm to general public is anticipated to occur. Personal use only.
Any questions so far? Go right to 4 if you want.
Yeah.
You pick your pace.
Please describe how the values of surrounding properties are not diminished. Our building a garage will increase the value of our property, thus raising the average value of surrounding properties. This will make our neighborhood a more desirable location.
Questions? No. Right to 5.
5, most property in the neighborhood have slopes which make it difficult to build upon, and adjoining properties slope back to wetland. Building the garage behind the house was not feasible. Putting the septic system behind the house encroached on slope to the wetland, so not an option. Building the garage in front to the side was the only option. To reduce the size of the garage to comply with the 50 feet setback would eliminate the inside handicap ramp and potentially one of the car spaces.
Okay, any other questions?
Are you going to be in the process of putting together a plot plan for the planning board?
Plot plans for the planning board, this is our
That
contractor.
was the surveyor, the Sanford surveying plot plan was the last one done.
So this is finished?
Yeah, it's a little new one.
Can't have you speaking from the crowd. You'll get a chance to stand up.
Okay.
I apologize, I just don't want to get this confusing.
Understood.
But yes,
Answer her for his question, hang on to it a sec.
we will do whatever is necessary.
Yeah, I
basically.
hear you. Have you basically gone through everything you want to say?
Other than, this is a letter from the southern
Right
abutters.
up here, we'll pass it around. These are all approving abutters?
It's just one abutter, but several copies of the same abutter.
No.
Malcolm, I'd like to pause for a moment. I do have a clarifying question. I'd like to ask the survey,
All right, yeah.
the drawing, so if you please come up to the podium. Please state your.
Whoa. Okay.
I have a question about the
I
drawing.
know.
before we move on.
We'll just keep the order, okay? You
think
guys are
so.
all set now.
You sure?
Are there any approving abutters?
I have a couple questions.
One approving butter.
Yep. So, how long's the foundation been there?
Less than a month.
Less than a month. And it looks like, so when you're taking the measurements, you're taking it from the one corner,
The
which
front
looks like
corner.
it's 50, almost 50 feet.
Almost
The back end
The
is
back
6
end
feet?
is,
Okay.
is 6 feet further.
All right.
And it's kind of deception because the road curves at that point.
Oh, I see
And
what
it
you're
looks
saying.
like it's pulling away and it actually doesn't. It goes into the
And
property.
Another big one, is this an attached garage or is it
It
a
will be an
detached
attached
garage?
garage with a breezeway.
Okay, so that's what I was curious, because like, there's a bunch of space there and,
Yeah, eventually we're gonna have a breezeway.
okay, so it'll attach
Oh.
that way.
Yeah.
Right. Any other questions for the
Okay.
applicant?
Oh. Can you
Okay.
confirm, sir? I do have a question.
For the applicant?
Yes,
Okay.
sir, ma'am. Just want to confirm, because I see that a couple of the pictures have tape measures. Can you just confirm that the distance, that 6-foot variance is confirmed from the drawing? I just can't tell on the drawing.
Right,
Is that a
the,
tape measure of 6 feet, or
yes,
is that
it is. It is a
survey?
tape measuring to the
Tape
back
mem-
corner.
The tape measure is the pictures. The drawing from the surveyor is not from a tape measure. It is from their survey
From their
equipment.
surveying
So
equipment.
the survey happens,
All right.
identify the property lines,
If
setbacks.
I-
So just confirming, is the 6-foot variance that's being requested, is the starting point from a surveyed line or from your, I pulled out the Stanley?
From the survey line.
Okay, that's what I need to confirm. Thank you.
Okay,
So when you say the 6-foot variance or the 6-foot
Well, they're asking,
delta-
they're 6 feet
Any other questions for the
into the
applicant?
setback. Like, they're saying
Okay,
that,
you can have a seat now, we'll.
I think that's
Okay.
incorrect. I
Are
think
there
they're
any
about 15
approving
feet in.
abutters?
let's just.
Being none, any disapproving of butters? Sir, are you,
these are concepts.
I'm not disapproving or approving. I approve everything they do.
are you a butter?
No, he's our
I'm a
contractor.
contractor.
Okay. I thought you were somebody else. So you're actually with them.
Yeah.
I didn't hear you clarify that. So for their benefit, you have anything to add?
But besides the fact that the.
Have a stand, stand right up.
My name's Joseph Robinson, the contractor for the Townsends. The Sanford Surveying site plan is the accurate numbers, and I believe there may be a confusion on him asking for the 6 feet. I believe it may be a little over, and that's, might be what you were confused about, because the, can I actually, I don't have it right in
Yeah,
front
if
of
we
me.
could actually
Right.
confirm what, how far into the setback the variance is.
It's the only plan we have.
This is the Sanford one, right? Yeah.
So while they're pulling up that answer, I think the answer is 13 feet and 8 inches into the 50-foot setback.
Yes.
That's the correct, if these are the
That-
correct measurements, it would
That's,
be more than
we
6
would be correct, 13 feet in.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
We originally thought we were only gonna be 6 feet, because we were basing off the original plot plan, survey crew was Meridian for the septic design, which was approved. And then we used a secondary architect that based the plan off of Meridian's pins that they put in for the trees. And then the inspector requested the secondary plot plan when I had Sanford come in, and then we found out we were significantly over that 6 feet.
Okay.
Because we thought we were only gonna be 6 feet on one side, that was the original.
When you say you thought you were going to be 6 feet in, at what point in the process was that?
When the foundation was getting dug.
Okay, so you're digging the hole, and at that point, you're thinking you're going to be 6 feet in?
Yeah, yeah. And then
Okay.
that was when we had talked to the building inspector, and then we requested a secondary plot plan, and found out we were a little more than that.
Right. I don't mean to interrupt, but just for the record, did you state your name in the microphone?
Yeah, Joseph Robinson.
You did,
Yep.
okay. Just making sure.
You got it.
And you're here for...
Contractor for the Townsends. Yep.
Any other questions of the applicant or the applicant's?
I have a question for the applicant, if I may.
Okay.
I know that we've had building officers come and go, it seems like every 3 weeks, so I know processes change, so I just want to understand, when you pulled the building permit for this, I know that they probably required on the building permit application a plot plan, where you showed distances. What was the distance on the application from the garage to the road?
On the very original application,
Yeah.
it was the 50 feet. It was
50
just
feet.
that it landed like exactly.
Okay.
I have the original plan.
Cool. And some building officers require a survey to be submitted, they come and go, and others don't. Did this one require a survey?
He did when he came by and
Once he
saw.
came by. and-
But not on the application for the building permit?
Right,
Okay,
Correct.
cool, thank you.
when he came to inspect the footings.
Right, cool, thank you.
Any other questions for the applicant? Okay, and we've gone through already with the disapproving and approving butters and public at large. And you've had everything, you said everything, okay. So at that point, I'm gonna close the deliberation.
you hear a motion?
Motion to accept, I'll make it. Motion to accept prong 1 in its entirety.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept prong 1. Is there any discussion? Being none?
I'm sorry, I'd like to. So first, just as a point of clarification on the cover letter, the bottom box, why does your proposed use require an appeal to the zoning board? It appears at the easement, and I'm not sure if easement is the right word here, or if we're talking about setbacks.
Setback.
Okay, cool, thank you. And
For us.
then, the variance will not be contrary to the public interest, is prong 1. And I'm sorry. There we go. The applicant has stated that, okay, I have no further discussion on this prong.
Any other discussion? Being none, all those in favor?
Yes.
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 And a yes. Prong 1 passes 4-0. Do I hear a motion on prong 2?
I motion to accept prong 2 in its entirety.
Second?
Been moved and is seconded to accept prong 2. All those, any discussion, excuse me?
I have discussion. Under Malachi Glenn Associates v. Town of Chichester, 2007, quote, "One way to ascertain whether granting the variance would violate basic zoning objectives is to examine whether it would alter essential character of the locality." I think that, in general, the town voters have established setbacks because they want those setbacks in order to, enforce the current character without having structures closer. And then another one I referenced earlier in the evening, Maureen Bacon v. Town of Enfield, 2004. While a single such project might not greatly affect a certain thing, with the cumulative impact of many such projects. So the question here is, we are not talking, I've heard the number 6 feet mentioned a few times. In fact, looking at the plot plan, the structure is 36 feet from the roadbed, although I do understand it's further from the asphalt. But this is an intrusion into the setback of almost 20%. Is that right? I've got it written down, 28%, excuse me. So I would suggest that under the Bacon v. Town of Enfield, if every project were to do this, it would alter the characteristics of the neighborhood.
Okay, any other discussion? Being none,
None.
all those in favor?
Just processing for a moment. Because I'm hearing what you say, Travis, especially with the second part in terms of sort of if this were applied consistently, perhaps. I think there's a circumstance here for consideration, which is, it seems like there was a mishap in a way, right? In terms of having sort of the apparent authority, perhaps, of Meridian, even if unintentionally, putting certain markers on the road. It's not always obvious, so it seems like they went in with
So
goodwill, right, intentionally, thinking they were at least 50 feet. Then realized there was a sort of mistake. I also take sort of consideration that maybe this is getting into prong 5 a little bit in terms of potential hardship. So I don't want to get ahead of ourselves too much, but the idea would, with those conditions in mind, and to make an adjustment, would change the conditions of what the building could even be. And so then we start to get into the intended use part of it. So just to give for consideration, yes, if we would apply sort of in a vacuum, okay, maybe that wouldn't make sense. However, given what the applicants, Mr. and Mrs. Townsend have shared, I think that supersedes it.
So I certainly do agree with the point that you're raising about justice. And so, having started construction and everything to have to, not be able to build there would very much implicate the justice prong. However, the prongs are distinct intentionally. And so, someone could get, yes on 1, yes on 2, no on 3, and so I think that you are making a strong case for a yes on justice. However, I don't think that that overrides the sort of, black letter law of Malachi Glenn v. Chichester and Bacon versus Town of Enfield. And also, I did have a question about the sort of unfortunate situation. I had a question for the builder, and the builder had said, and I apologize for being bad with names, he said, we thought we were going to be 6 feet in to the setback, and it was a surprise when it turned out to be a full 13 feet 8 inches. And I clarified, was that, you thought you were going to be 6 feet in after it was in there, and first you were looking at one survey and you thought you'd screwed up by 6 feet, and it turned out the screw up was more? And the answer was very specifically, no, while we were digging. So my understanding from what I heard is that there was already an explicit intent to tread into a gray area and try to get away with 6 feet of intrusion into the setback. And then only later, when the building inspector caught him and said, wow, you're way in, I'm issuing a stop work order, did a second survey say, no, you weren't bending the rules by 6 feet, you're bending them by 14 feet.
Well, I think that could be true. Could be true.
And I asked for clarification to make sure I wasn't misunderstanding.
So I think I see our role as a quasi judicial board against the ordinance. Not as identifying intent, anything of that sort. So though it may be true and it may matter, I'm not sure that we can really take that in consideration.
I'll say one last thing before I shut up on this prong, which is under the rules of the ZBA, the applicant has the burden of persuasion. So effectively, we on the board should, start off with no's on all 5 and be persuaded. And so I don't see my point here as being sort of a crusading, oh, I caught you. That just I'm sitting here and you're explaining to me, you're the builder in your own words. And what I heard is, we thought we were breaking the law by 6 feet. So, okay, fine, I'm not crusading, but I haven't been persuaded. And
Okay. Any more discussion on prong 2? We got prong 2, right?
Prong 2, sir.
Being none, all those in favor?
Yes.
no?
Yes.
Any yes. Prong 2 passes 3-1.
Make a motion to accept prong 3 in its entirety.
Seconded.
Been moved and seconded to accept prong 3. Is there any discussion? No
I
discussion.
made mine during prong 2.
Pardon?
I made mine
Okay.
during prong 2.
Being none, all those in favor?
Yes.
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 Any yes from me? Prong 3 passes 4-0.
I'd like to make a motion to accept prong 4 in its entirety.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to accept prong 4. Is there any discussion? Being none, all those in favor?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Any yes from me? Prong 4 passes 4-0. Do I hear a motion to accept prong 5 in its entirety?
So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded to accept prong 5 in its entirety. Is there any discussion?
Yes, I have 2. One is that under Ryan v. City of Manchester, a hardship caused by the applicant's personal circumstances is not a valid hardship for this purpose. And the applicant raised a couple of different arguments for hardship. One of them was, as I recall, disability, and so I just wanted to say that that one doesn't count. However, the rest of hardship is the applicant must explain what the special condition is, how this property differs from most. And I'm reading the text of the application on prong 5, which is, most property in this neighborhood have slopes which make it difficult to build upon. I did not see any claim in here that this property had a slope that made it hard to build in alternate locations. Now, it might be, but the question is, what is in this packet before us? So I see that the existing gravel path leads up to the other side of the house, And then there is, and the well is marked there, so obviously, you know, building over the well isn't an option. But I do see a lot of space on the other side of the house, so I'm not saying that it is necessarily possible, or that it's absolutely possible to build there, but I have not seen in this packet data to support a hardship.
So if you look at the typed portion.
Yes.
Which is back there, right? The special conditions in 5, it says it. Irregular shape, angular lines, slope, existing features, septic and driveway. So I don't know if that adds,
Yeah. So,
I don't know if they wrote it too.
yeah, I definitely agree that, you know, if there were slopes, if there were wetlands, et cetera, those are valid reasons. And
No,
if-
no, what I'm saying is, in the typed one.
Oh.
There's more. So the typed one says a little bit more.
Oh, so we've got, the application is kind of repeated?
Yeah, so
Right.
it says special
Great,
conditions
great.
there. So I don't know if that
Right,
helps you.
yeah, okay. Yeah, the text there does seem, cool, all right, thank you.
Just a 5 for me has always been and will always be hardship. And in this case, I can't find it. Unfortunately, the foundation being placed is created, it's kind of a created situation. It's something that we can't qualify as a hardship. That being said, is there any other discussion?
None?
All those in favor of prong 5 in its entirety?
Yes.
No?
Yes.
A no from me. Prong 5 does not pass. 2 yes and 2 no's. The variance does not carry because it needs to carry all 5 points, and you didn't get the last one. I could just wish you luck on how you're gonna rectify that.
Can we resubmit for a variance?
You can appeal our hearing, which is similar.
You can appeal.
And if I provide you evidence during the appeal with new information with that?
You can, we really shouldn't talk more about it here now.
Here? Okay.
You can see the land use coordinator, if we have one.
Okay.
The acting land use coordinator. You can start in the town office, or start in the.
Yes,
building.
thank you.
And good luck. Next up is case 10/2025. Guys, had a look at that application. Yes.
Okay. So the application is driven by a desire for an ADU, but the article being appealed is 3.5.2, which is about frontage. Oh, and this is another Lake Horace one. And this does not exceed the ADU square footage limitations or anything else. It's just about frontage.
Everybody had a chance to look it through? Do you want to hear a motion to accept case 10/2025?
So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and second to accept case 10/2025. Is there any discussion?
Kind of partially, right? They're asking for a detached ADU.
Okay.
Where doesn't allow detached ADUs?
Right.
At least yet, right? We got that, right? Where is that? Where'd that go? Never mind.
House Bill 577.
That's right, that's this one.
It went into effect July.
July 1st.
Yep.
That is my copy. Yeah, that thing.
Say 674,
Yep.
all towns allow,
Yep.
according to that,
But then like you said,
Yes.
if the ADU's like 19, this is
is
Right.
not,
50,
is not
but-
required but may permit.
may permit, yep.
May I part that, Malcolm?
Well, that was printed before that's printed before this House Bill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then doesn't it, the state passes it and the towns then have to vote on it and put it in, right? Or
I
No,
believe
the
the
state
wording of...
supersedes,
Yeah.
the state supersedes the town.
Okay.
So as soon as the governor signed it, effectively, an invisible
That
hand
was my
struck
question.
out that part of our zoning code.
Right.
That was my big question. Okay.
There's some latitude there, but that would come through.
Exactly, yeah.
But that would come through further description.
Is there anything missing from the application?
No.
You guys comfortable with that?
Yep.
Okay. Being no discussion, we already forwarded it, so I mean, yeah. All those in favor?
Yes.
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 Yes, so we accepted, case 10/2025 with some discussion. Who's here to speak to it?
Before you start, I just want to say thank you for waiting.
Our pleasure.
Thanks for being here.
Okay. You have the application in front of you, and as stated before, if you could be so kind as to go through it.
Each point of the variant, the application,
Say her name.
5 points.
Okay, Nicholas Davis, and
Sarah Davis, 228 Russell Drive.
so I'm just starting from 1 through, the variance will not be contrary to public interest. The detached garage is already in existence. We're not adding space or altering the layout to the existing structure. There's going to be no change to the essential character of the neighborhood. There's already parking space in front of the garage. It will only be one additional vehicle of traffic on a private road. This alteration does not threaten the health, welfare, or safety of the public. 2, how's the spirit of the ordinance observed? We're on a private road, and we're looking to finish off the space that is already existing. There will be no alteration to the essential character of the neighborhood, nor does it create any public hazard. Again, it's only one person, one vehicle. Number 3, substantial justice. We'll be able to utilize the available pre-existing space to accommodate my young adult daughter, who is joining us, both in business and at home. She's unable to afford her own separate living accommodations at this time. And number 4, value of surrounding properties are not diminished. Finishing off the detached garage as an ADU will only increase the property value, which can raise nearby property values as well. It will not detract from any neighbor's view or enjoyment of their property, since it's pre-existing structure, and therefore will not diminish the value of the surrounding properties. And literal enforcement provisions of the ordinance would result in any unnecessary hardship. Russell Drive is a private drive. Our property has the primary home near the water and an attached garage at the top of a substantial slope. The special condition on our property is different from other properties in the area that has a detached garage at the top of the slope. Apologize for reading that twice.
No,
What?
just read it, it's okay. The special condition of our
No,
property.
by all means, go ahead, ma'am. Step right up. You wrote it.
He's botching what I wrote, I'm sorry. The special condition of our
Story of my
property,
life.
different from other properties in the area, is that it has this detached garage at the top of the slope, as it's the first building you reach as you come down Russell Drive. And then our house is at the bottom of the slope, which makes it the last house at the dead end of Russell Drive. If we do not receive the variance, it would be a hardship for us because we would not be able to utilize the pre-constructed space as it was intended for. It will also create undue stress for our family as our 23-year-old daughter, who has moved back in with us, is creating a quite crowded living situation in our primary home, as we have 3 younger children as well.
Thanks for reading that.
The zoning code for a moment.
Good question for you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, on the detached garage, which, does the entrance door,
Thank you. We're right back to you.
on the garage, does the door to access the garage, does it face the road?
No.
The
There's
vehicle
stair.
or the pedestrian?
The pedestrian door?
It does not face the
Okay.
road.
Okay.
So the state it's in now, it's a garage with open space. Does it have electrical, plumbing, sewer?
It has, we actually were gonna use it as an office, and then my daughter moved back home. So we have an approved septic, which is in, well, water, it's all
All there?
there.
When
All
we-
you're really doing is looking to finish.
Right, when we purchased the property, the upstairs was already broken up with partitions and electric run, as if they were going to use it for something like that, and then abandoned it. It wasn't the last owner, it was the one before, so we didn't get the full story.
So I'm trying to understand 3.5.2, which is what you're trying to get a variance from. 3.5.2 is saying that a residence may be constructed on a lot which is too small if at least A and B and C. And this is the sort of grandfather clause. And so your lot does not have 50 feet.
Because we're on a private road.
Right, okay.
Private road,
great.
yes.
Okay. Cool.
Any other questions for the applicant?
No.
Have anything to add? Okay, we're gonna go through the
Okay.
Budding, approvers. Are there any approving abutters? Being none. Any disapproving abutters? Being none. Public at large, boards, other committees? Being none. Would you like to rebut all that? Nothing to add? Just no more questions? Okay, we'll close deliberation. And we can go right into the prongs.
Motion to accept prong 1 in its entirety?
Second?
Been moved and seconded to accept prong 1 in its entirety. Is there any discussion? Being none, all those in favor?
Yes.
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 Any yes from me? Two,
Motion to accept prong 2 in its entirety?
Seconded?
moved and seconded to accept prong 2. Any discussion?
Yes. This echoes one we had earlier on a lakefront lot, which is one on Malachi Glen Associates versus Town of Chichester. One way to ascertain whether granting the variance would violate the basic objectives is to ask whether it would alter the essential character of the locality, and then Bacon versus Enfield, what if everyone did it? Again, we're in a very dense neighborhood where kind of everyone has already done it. This is what these neighborhoods look like. So if we were talking about, some other place where this wasn't already sort of the de facto norm, I would be very inclined to push back. But here, this, I would argue we almost have sort of an unwritten special zoning right in that area. This is how everybody does it.
Yeah. Any other discussion?
And 2, it's already constructed on the outside.
Yeah.
It's just the
Yeah.
inside,
Yep.
so.
And to, just for the record, just to cite the spirit of the ordinance now dovetails into the spirit of the House Bill 577, referencing House Bill 577, Section 2, just just so it's known, zoning ordinance contains no provisions pertaining to accessory dwelling units, pardon me. One accessory dwelling unit shall be deemed a permittable accessory use as a matter of right to any single dwelling. There's more context in here, but the spirit of House Bill 577 is to encourage and promote this.
No, just an purely academic, I think it would actually be allowed if where said, ADUs are, as the state mandates, permitted on all, paved roads, but they're not, on roads where the fire trucks can't get or something. So, but that's not the case here, so that's enough academic.
Any other discussion? Being none, all those in favor?
Yes,
Yes?
Yes.
And a yes from me. Prong 2 passes.
except prong 3 in its entirety.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded to accept prong 3.
Yes.
Is there any discussion? Being none, all those in favor?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Any yes from me. Prong 3 passes.
Move to,
4-0.
move to accept prong 4 in its entirety.
Second.
Moved and seconded to accept prong 4. Any discussion? Being none, all those in favor?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
And a yes from me. Prong 4 passes in its entirety. 4-0. Do I hear a motion to accept prong 5 in its entirety?
So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded to accept prong 5 in its entirety. Is there a discussion?
Brief discussion. The applicant made 2 different arguments for hardship. One is that, sort of no one has frontage in this neighborhood and they don't, et cetera. The other one was a personal situation with this particular family member, and as always, I will push back. Personal circumstances are not sufficient hardship, but other hardship was alleged, so even after striking off one, we have one remaining.
Any other discussion? Being none, all those in favor?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
And a yes from me. Prong 5 passes in its entirety. To have passed all 5 prongs of the variance, you have the variance. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Skipping to 12.
Yep. Last one.
Good.
Okay, now,
Everyone got the copy of the letter?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget.
Is this, no, that's,
Case 11/2025 was extended to November, so we're moving to the last one, case 12/2025. Guys had a chance to look at that?
yeah, it's
Is this frontage again?
I'll just subdivide.
Yeah, minimum lot size. So they want to do 5 acres and 2 point whatever, and the minimum should be 5 and 5, is that?
No, because one's agricultural, one's residential.
Ah.
It's a access. Let's see, double check. Additional lot, additional single family. Is Lowell Road a dirt road or a paved road? Thank you.
Thank you for letting me paw through your book, Malcolm, I appreciate it.
What's that?
I was saying to Malcolm, thank you for letting me paw through your book because I forgot mine.
Very good find. guys have any lot maps?
It's just the two pictures.
Okay, see, I'm not coming up with that stuff.
Yeah, I don't see a, do you have a map in your packet?
These two?
I didn't get hardly anything in my packet,
No.
unless I looked over it.
I have map, I got the,
The application, butters, warranty deed,
Yep, that's what I've got, Malcolm.
you're missing,
Missing Carl.
you're missing these?
That's correct.
Get some copies. So you need these three?
Yeah. Although, maybe if I could just look at this one for a few minutes to understand.
You can keep them together.
Yeah, if you're willing to share at the common kindergarten table, I'd appreciate that.
Always.
Existing house.
we can go ahead with that, it's just my particular packet, you guys have it all, that's why I was more concerned,
Yeah.
but at least you have something. Do I hear a motion to accept it, are you all set?
I motion to accept application 11-2025?
12.
Excuse me, 12. Thank you. That might explain why I didn't have the,
Second.
Been moved to accept it, moved and seconded to accept application 12/20/25. Is there any discussion? Being none, all those in, I'm sorry, is there any discussion?
None.
Being none, all those in favor?
Yes.
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 Yes. Okay. We are ready for the presentation, who's here to speak for the meeting? Come on up, state your name and the microphone for the record.
Camden Williams of 60 Low Road.
And Jordan Williams.
Awesome. So you've been here long enough, you know how we do it.
Yep.
So if you wanna start right in on the
Sure. Prong one.
first prong, yeah?
The variance will not be contrary to public interest. The proposed desire to subdivide our existing lot will not be contrary to the public interest. We are trying to provide an opportunity for our family, who are also lifelong residents of Ware, to build their home. If approved, there would be construction of a single-family home. This construction would fit in seamlessly to the character of the neighborhood, where 4 other single-family homes were established between the years of 2020 and 2021 in a newly created subdivision on Low Road. Additionally, 19 other single-family home lots exist on the road. The addition of one single-family home will not cause any threat to the public health, safety, or welfare, or otherwise injure public rights. 2, please describe how the spirit of the ordinance is observed. The proposed use shall observe the spirit of the ordinance in that building a single-family home on a 2.7-acre lot will not interfere or inhibit public health. It supports general controlled growth and does not affect the safety or general welfare of those existing members of town. It's known that the RA district emphasizes a focus on limited density and more diverse use. However, the proposed use does not introduce a use or intensity of development which is out of scale for the area. With respectful reference to Figure 1 included in this application, please observe the proposed subdivision of our lot and the notable similarities of pre-existing neighboring lots. Any questions on
Any questions?
those?
Any questions? Any questions so far, guys? Okay.
3, please describe how substantial justice is done. The proposed creation of a 2.7-acre lot for the construction of a single-family home would not cause any potential harm to the general public.
The location of the proposed lot would not directly affect any of the established abutters as outlined in Figure 2, which illustrates the general distance between the proposed house lot and surrounding abutters. If dissatisfaction was expressed or observed from surrounding abutters feeling a lack of privacy, proposed lot owners have agreed to cover requested privacy plantings. The proposed benefit to the applicant outweighs any potential harm and additionally provides increased taxation opportunities for the town. 4, please describe how the values of surrounding properties are not diminished. The values of the surrounding properties on Low Road and Old Francistown roads would not be diminished in the establishment of the proposed lot. If approved, the proposed lot would contain a high-quality, attractive, custom single-family home which would keep consistent with the character, scale, and type of development in the immediate area. Said construction would and could potentially have the exact opposite effect, leading to appreciation of surrounding property values. Please see Figure 3 for general renderings, including elevation for desired single-family home. And then where were we on this one? 5, right? So 5, we were in the B section.
Did you forget to answer that?
Literal enforcement of the provisions of the ordinance would result in an unnecessary hardship.
We did section B, not A.
Pardon me?
We did section B, not A, because it says A or B.
Yep.
Or 5A.
All right.
Please describe the special conditions of the property that distinguish it from other properties in the area. Our existing 7.78 acre lot would be described as a battle axe or flagship lot where there is a narrow front, including minimal road frontage with a large widened portion of land in the back. Owing to the special conditions identified above, the proposed use cannot conform to strict enforcement of the zoning ordinances as the section of land for the proposed lot has minimal road frontage, requiring establishment of an easement for a common drive and not conforming to the desired 5-acre minimum lot size.
Okay. Any questions so far?
Yeah, one question.
Yeah.
On the plot plan that you have here.
Yep.
It identifies sort of 5-acre section and then the 2.78
Yep.
section. Does that represent current zoning delineation or is that proposed?
That's our proposed.
Proposed.
Yep.
So is the entirety of the property right now,
Ours.
it's, but that being rural,
Residential, yeah.
or?
Rural ag, yes.
Rural ag.
Yes.
okay.
So that's the 5-acre minimum.
So rezoning this to residential?
Or, well, asking for a variance to that 5-acre minimum currently.
That's
I
required.
mean, I
in
guess
rural ag.
rezoning would be
Yeah.
an option too, if that would be
Make sure I'm clear on that.
feasible,
Thank
but
you.
we asked for the variance, yeah.
So it's really two-parted. It's a reduction in its lot size as well as a frontage.
Yep, and
Making sure, okay.
Yes.
and you can see on here,
After the 2-hour mark.
Yeah.
I really gotta check make sure I'm on target.
they,
Yeah,
1 part, 2 part.
yeah, okay. Thank you.
If your presentation is done,
Yeah, I actually have a question. I'm trying to hone it down a little bit. Your application, here it is, I was looking for this. You're applying for a variance to build a house on a 2.7 acre lot. Because the other lot's gonna be go.
What?
We have a house, we have a single-family home on the existing
Existing
lot
lot,
now,
so-
which is 7.7 acres.
So you
And we want to subdivide, we want to keep R5 to keep it a conforming lot, and then subdivide, making a 2.7 acre non-conforming lot.
and then that new lot would need variances on 2 different articles of the zoning code, frontage and the
Right.
minimum lot size.
That was part of my other question, you really just,
Correct.
makes me wonder if you need to be here for the subdivision.
I don't think so.
because you can just subdivide your lot any way you like. It's when you go to build on it that matters. And you don't have a variance application to build. You have, this application's about subdividing with your plans, but your plans aren't here.
I guess we figured that why would we go forward with kind of advancing and like getting everything ready to really build and like put family members through that,
Right.
financially speaking too, if they didn't know that it was an approved like opportunity. Like if we don't have the variances that we would need for them to even be able to entertain that idea, I just feel like that would be unjust of us to be like, oh yeah, go for it, hopefully we get it. I just don't feel like that would be a fair way to go about it. And
we knew these variants would be necessary, so.
But I still don't quite get, seems to me you need a variance for the building of the house, not the subdivision. What do you guys think?
You've got a line, which is like, this is tricky, it implicates a lot of things, whatever your phrase is, that's it. Because on the one hand, they can't even subdivide without a variance, because that would create a illegally small lot.
It would create an unbuildable lot.
No, it would create an illegally small one, I think. I don't think you can have a 2.7 acre RA zoned lot. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe you could
So-
have one but not build on it, is that right?
I was curious though, because in their drawing, right, so across the street, there's two of them, one's 2.6 and one's 3.5.
Could be grandfathered in, I
Those are
mean,
pre-existing.
Yeah, so
I own a
that's-
0.2
I know.
acre RA lot
So
somewhere.
I was just curious, like, is that pre-existing or?
But
Those ones are pre-existing.
those are my aunt and my parents actually, and they built in 1993, so pre-existing to the
Oh.
current zoning laws.
Well, prior to zoning was 87, something like that.
87.
They were gifted land from their grandmother.
the can't do A before B, can't do B before A argument is strong, so I wouldn't have a problem with moving forward considering these variances.
Yeah, my question was based more on clarity, so that you don't go forward thinking you've got something you don't, or there's confusion there.
To my, if I could just speak, kind of what you said, to my understanding, we wouldn't be able to make a non-conforming lot, and that's why we.
Yeah, that makes
went
sense
for
to
this.
me. And then also to your wife's argument,
Right.
Do you want to go and subdivide and pay surveyors, et cetera? You know, even if you could create that lot, do you want to spend money to create that lot, then come back here and find, oh, you've just created a useless lot, now pay the surveyors again to
All
merge it?
adjustment,
Yeah,
right,
so.
Yeah.
So you're asking for a variance to build the house.
I guess we're asking for a variance to know if it's an opportunity to build the house, build a house,
Or to create the
That's the
lot,
sub-
create the lot.
a buildable lot, I suppose, but.
And it's a little bit tricky because the variance would apply to a lot that does not exist today.
Yeah, and that's part of why I'm
Yeah, yeah.
making sure, I want to be clear, because we can't really preemptively grant a variance. And that's kind of what this seems to be pointing at.
And to play devil's advocate to sort of argue for what Malcolm is saying, this application talks about tax map 411 lot 35803. So let's say we approved it. You can build a house on this lot, even though there's not enough frontage. Well, you already have a house there, you know, so then after the subdivision, because we've just, you know, in this scenario, given a variance for this lot, can we even say that this applies to some theoretical future lot as long as it follows these dashed lines? That is a little bit tricky.
It can be confusing, and let me, just for the sake of discussion here, you've got a 7.7 acre lot.
Now, if you were to subdivide it and your existing home, put that on the 2.78, and then create a separate 5-acre lot. If you were to do that, then that extra lot would be good to go. It would be buildable, but you would need a variance to create the lot for your existing home.
Our house is
But
already there.
that would be a straight line situation. Here, you want to create a lot to get a variance in the future, or,
I guess I also, just in the layout of our lot, it's very narrow in the front, and where our house sits, I truly don't even know that we'd be in that 2.78 front portion to do what you had kind of just outlined.
yeah.
I think we're kind of somewhere in the middle there. But I guess my question would be to you guys, what would have been the appropriate kind of steps? Because I feel like it's not right to go through and do it all and be like, let's cross our fingers. But then this was kind of our effort of being like, is this an opportunity without committing to doing it and being backwards in the process?
Your effort at this stage makes a lot of sense. We all get it.
Yeah.
You know what, I'm still having a little bit hard time grasping this because we can't infer the variance. As far as granting a variance to create a unbuildable lot, I don't even know if you need a variance for that. You just can't build on the lot, and we can't, as again, preemptively author a variance for that. It's an interesting little thing here. And I apologize, and I'm, thank you guys for being here.
Yeah.
Just trying to make sense of it, make sure that this is not too confusing.
And to confirm on something that Malcolm was getting at, and I was unsure, but I've now gotten convinced, you could imagine that the zoning code might say you can have quarter-acre lots in rural agricultural, but the minimum buildable size is such and such. A zoning code could be written that way. What our zoning code says is, in the rural agricultural district, the minimum lot size, buildable, unbuildable, doesn't matter, the minimum lot size must be 5 acres. So really, this is a request for a variance for subdivision, which you've got in there. That's the clause that you're looking at. So I think that this application could plausibly go forward tonight, and we could rule on whether they have a variance on that.
The proposed lot, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, and you would absolutely have to get that variance before the subdivision, because the planning board would rightfully reject that request if there wasn't a variance.
Also for consideration is that if we go down the road of a subdivision, we would basically be presenting a lot that's half the required size that's landlocked for a shared driveway.
Yeah.
Maybe a tougher sell, I'm not sure. Alternatively, we're here right now, where the property is in the entirety is yours. I think prong 5 is going to be particularly challenging, where it's showing a hardship of the existing purpose of your property, of your home.
To jump ahead, I had grave concerns about prong 5.
Just to get ahead of it. So, and I don't want to address this yet because I'm getting ahead there. As an alternative.
I apologize for hesitating so much.
No, don't worry.
I just want to make sure that we don't do you a disservice.
Yeah, appreciate it.
There are certain things we see every single week, and this isn't one of them.
Generally speaking, just like casually, I guess, which I don't know if it's allowed here, but if 2 board members, there's only 4 of you here tonight, already said that 5 is probably unlikely to pass, would it make more sense for us to pull this application and reapproach it when you guys, and then maybe we can get further clarity from you guys and your thoughts in the process? There's like a lot of gray, and I
Let me go
understand
sideways on that for a
Speaking
minute.
for myself, I would have to say that I think that's a very good question. And again, I go back to what I said about, I want to make sure you guys don't get a disservice here. I want to make sure that you guys, it's not, nobody has an axe to grind, anything like that. I want to make sure things are okay. And if you were to consider withdrawing your application to clarify it a little bit more, I would think it's a good idea. But I don't want to put words in your mouth, so to speak.
If I could add two things to that. We are 4 people at the table here, which makes a quorum, but 5 is the normal number. For a variance to pass, you need to get 3 out of the 5, you need a majority, so 3 out of 5 on one, prong 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, et cetera. With a 4-person board, you need, is it a majority, right? So you would need 3 out of 4. So that's a harder hurdle, that's 75% as opposed to 60%. Additionally, if a variance is ever denied, you can appeal it, and you can appeal it for legal reasons of Travis got a point wrong. He said the zoning code said this and it didn't, or the Supreme Court has said that he got a legal fact wrong. But you can't appeal it because, hey, I've got a better topographic map I'd like to show this month and I didn't bring it last time. That's not a valid reason.
It's a one and done situation.
Exactly, and it's a lifetime one and done, so.
And that's kind of why I was concerned about how this was looking.
Got it.
So if you would.
So make your own decisions.
It's up to you, I don't want to.
I feel like too, I would like a little bit of like clarity on your guys' part. I'm not opposed to withdrawing it, but I feel like, I think we would want a little more clarity from you guys as to, you're saying that it's unclear in what we're really trying to do, and we can't do step A before step B or B before A. So I guess I'm okay with withdrawing the application tonight, but I would want some collaborative effort in identifying what we really need without being unjust to either party.
I don't blame you one bit. I understand that completely. We can, not me or we, but best thing to do is maybe sit back and talk to the land use coordinator, the acting, and you've heard some of our concerns, and we could address those concerns with them, and I think they would help you crystallize your application a little bit better. So when it comes back to us, we're gonna know exactly what we're doing, and I think you'd be happy with that, or at least you'd be fairly satisfied, I hope, you know.
Okay. So we'll withdraw for now and try to get some more clarity for you guys.
Your request is to withdraw for clarity, okay, we have to vote on it. I appreciate that. I appreciate your patience.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate you waited to the last in line, and you were here all night, and this is
Thank
what
you.
you get.
Also I do, these are all our neighbors, and I think that they probably have concerns against, and I feel bad that they've waited all this time as well, so I don't know how that works in your guys' ways that you go about things, but I am conscious of their time, that they've been here this entire time, so I don't know if there's anything that,
I know.
know how that would go, but.
If you withdraw, then we just vote and flush it for the evening, so we appreciate their civic duty of turning out and everything, but
Okay.
we can't pre-take testimony.
Okay. Well, I think we're going to withdraw in the hopes that you guys, and we can all kind of get clarity more together. I just, from hearing the concerns of other people who spoke tonight too, it seems like maybe some of the land use coordinator, maybe there is some confusion or lack of clarity, so I'd like to kind of really get in. Good answers.
Another thought is, it's certainly good to talk to the land use coordinator, and this isn't personal advice, but it, couldn't hurt to talk to a lawyer. If you're talking about a whole subdivision process and building a house, you're talking, hundreds and hundreds and thousands of dollars, and $800 or $1,200 talking to a lawyer up front sounds like money just coming right out of your wallet and going nowhere, but it's a drop in the bucket.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, being that the application is, applicant is requesting to withdraw, I think we need to vote on that, so let's do it anyway, just for.
So moved.
Seconded?
Moved and seconded that we allow, I guess, the withdrawal. All those in, discussion? Good, all those in favor?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, great. See you next time around, and I hope it's a little bit better.
Sure. Thank you.
Again, I thank you for being here.
not.
Or not?
There's
Okay.
not too many of us, though.
I know, that's why the name Daphne.
Thanks for asking.
Okay.
There's one other Corcoran in town, and I have no idea if they're third cousins or...
Oh, you're welcome.
We're still
You're
live.
Cam?
By the way.
Oh, okay, you're the building inspector. Now, are you on board for good, or you like a pretty?
Nope, I'm for good.
Oh, awesome.
I'm now playing back the tape of what I said about building inspectors, and I think all I said is they come and go quickly, so...
You said it right, right?
There's a lot, so hopefully that's done for a
Yeah,
while here.
cool.
But just wanted to introduce myself as.
Cool. That was Dan.
Good to meet you.
Dan, what was the last name?
My name's Cam.
Cam.
Williams.
Okay, Cam Williams.
So nice to meet you.
C-A-M? Cool.
Yeah. Nice to formally
Yeah,
meet
we'll
you
see you
guys.
again.
And, yeah, I'm sure I'll see you soon.
Have a good night. Minutes?
Oh, you guys are masochists. I was gonna make a movement that we delay it till next month.
I'd like to move to accept the minutes from July.
I second the motion.
Then moved and seconded to accept the motion, excuse me, the minutes as presented. Any discussion? I just want to add, I did go over them, I didn't see anything, any
I did
issues.
the same.
Oh, amazing.
Any discussion, good? All right, all those in favor?
Yes.
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 Yes. 4-0 on the minutes. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded to adjourn, all those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. The meeting is adjourned.